Hi, let us now delve a bit deeper into Bitcoin, one of the most popular cryptocurrencies. As you know, it was introduced by an unknown person or group under the pseudonym of Satoshi Nakamoto. In a 2008 white paper, the research paper was titled Bitcoin, a peer to peer electronic cash system. That is how it was first introduced. What is it? You know what it is. Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency without a central bank or a single administrator that can be sent from one user to another user on a peer-to-peer Bitcoin network without need for any intermediaries. There is no federal bank, there is no Federal Reserve, there is no Reserve Bank of India, there is no central agency, but you can do it peer-to-peer. What is the need for Bitcoin? One need that was felt was decentralization. Traditional currencies are regulated and verified by central bank of that country. Bitcoin operates without a central authority, aiming to give power back to the people and not with the central authority. Two, transparency. All transactions are recorded in a public ledger, the blockchain. So it's transparent. Financial inclusion provides banking options for those without access to traditional banking, banking the unbankable. Fourth, censorship resistance. Transactions cannot be blocked or censored by government or banks because those authorities have no role to play here. The characteristics, therefore, cater to this need. It's decentralized. More importantly, there is only a limited supply. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. So the supply is limited. Unlike dollar or unlike any other currency where the government can print more currency, thereby leading to devaluation. Because more currency at their discretion gets printed. That cannot happen here. There will only be 21 million Bitcoins. Therefore, it is a limited supply asset, which makes it attractive as an asset to hold. It's pseudonymous. That means transactions and addresses are not directly linked to real world identities. If you hold a Bitcoin, I know the Bitcoin address in which that Bitcoin is held. I don't know who is the person behind it. So the real world identity is anonymous. So as a result, the transaction and the addresses are pseudonymous. Okay, right? I know who is the address who owns it, but not who the person is. Fourth is immutable. Once the transaction is recorded, it cannot be reversed. You cannot change it back. And another interesting feature is its divisibility. The smallest unit of a coin, it's called Satoshi, after the person who introduced the concept, is 100 millionth of a Bitcoin. 100 millionth of a Bitcoin. Now, this level of divisibility does not exist in physical currencies. So, what are the advantages of it? The security against fraud, the transparency that anyone can see it, very low transaction fee, especially in international transfers, very valid because there are no central agencies or authorities required, and ease of access that anywhere in the world, you don't need to go to a bank or an automatic teller machine or a cash machine. You just require only internet access. So for people without traditional option with just internet access, or when you're traveling with internet access, this is enough. And because it is limited supply as an emerging asset, many investors see this as an investment opportunity. From the time it came into existence, a lot of people have made money during the bull runs of the cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. What are the disadvantages? Some of these come with their own disadvantages. Volatility has been a major problem. Depending on the sentiment, moods, and developments, the prices of cryptocurrency like Bitcoin have fluctuated very widely. This leads to financial instability. And so only savvy investors should get into this. Retail investor to hold for the purpose of investment Bitcoins is not advisable. The other disadvantage is irreversible. You cannot change back the transaction. If you made an error, the error is there to stay. Regulatory and security issues, even though it's highly secure, the network, individual wallet and exchanges may be hacked based on how secure they are. So if you hold it in your wallet, if you get hacked, your internet gets hacked and your wallet gets hacked, it's gone. Similarly, exchanges. Other disadvantages, while it's been a lot talked about, it is still not universally accepted as a form of payment. Can you go to a coffee shop in your local neighborhood and give Bitcoin? Unlikely. And environmental concerns have been constantly plaguing this entire industry. Mining a Bitcoin requires significant computational power, and are we wasting energy? Are we damaging the environment? But having said all that, there has been fairly large scale diverse global adoption. Japan, for example, recognized Bitcoin as a legal tender in 2017. Many merchants there accept Bitcoin as payment. El Salvador in 2021 became the first country to adopt it as legal tender. Major companies like Microsoft, Starbucks and AT&T accept Bitcoin for certain services. Financial institutions, major banks like JP Morgan have started offering Bitcoin funds to their clients. So there is fair amount of buzz, increasing acceptance for Bitcoin. So what is the future of Bitcoin? As understanding and infrastructure grows about Bitcoin, it could come into mainstream adoption, become a widely accepted form of payment. It could. Regulation. As adoption increases, government might implement more stringent regulation. This will affect Bitcoin's price and usage, but it will be good for the ecosystem. Technical innovation. Upgrades to the Bitcoin network could further increase the scalability and efficiency. And store of value. As a store of value versus currency, some believe Bitcoin will primarily serve as digital gold. That means store of value, rather than use it as everyday currency. So there are two ways in which Bitcoin can be used. One is an alternative to a dollar or a euro or a rupee, which is the everyday currency. Some believe Bitcoin will primarily serve as digital gold, store of value, rather than as everyday currency. So what does that mean? There are two real uses of Bitcoin or alternatives it's used for. One, instead of having and transacting in dollar, euro or rupee, you transact in Bitcoin. There it's used like a currency every day. Other use is that as a store of value. If you have your wealth, you can store it in banks as fixed deposits, or you can have it in equities, shares and stock, or you can have it as gold, or you can have it as Bitcoin, which is the digital gold. So some believe that store of value is more applicable. A lot of arguments are going on. Is Bitcoin here to stay, or is it a passing fad? Both sides have valid points. Is it here to stay? People who argue that yes, it's for its longevity, they cite it's a strongest brand recognition in the cryptocurrency world. It's continuously growing the user base, and there is a lot of institutional interest legitimizing Bitcoins, and it's decentralized and secure. So they say it's here to stay. People who say no, it will die its own death, it's a passing fad, they have their arguments too. Potential for more efficient, environment-friendly cryptocurrencies will take over Bitcoin. This is very highly energy inefficient and environmentally damaging. Regulatory crackdown could limit the use or appeal. Technological issues like quantum computing are threat. These are the arguments cited by people who argue that it's a passing fad. Whether it's here to stay, whether it's a passing fad, how fast it grows, but definitely it is something that is here and now, and it's important for all of us to understand what Bitcoin is all about.